You're going to see here when it comes to the writ of habeas corpus that there are certain things that have to happen, and you have to have exposure to prove there's a rebellion or an invasion. Keywords are so important. When you're listening to Trump and the administration in their press conferences, and when they speak, you got to listen to these key words: invasion, rebellion, and we have to see it. We have to understand it, and then he can take down the writ of habeas corpus. But on a bigger note, for those of you that have been awake and have been on this roller coaster for 8 years, and you've been on the Q board and you've studied and you know about the posts that are literally happening right now and coming to fruition when it comes to the National Guard and the Marines on U.S. soil, the SEALs, active duty members, this is it. I'm not saying it's going to happen right now, tomorrow, but we're going into a new week, and it's going to be a boom week. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm speaking to all the patriots and the nons. This is when people are going to need you. This is when things are going to look scary. I'm saying this as well because remember, we were told about 12 cities that could be key cities where we have maybe cells or organized crime, just like what you're witnessing right now, paid off protesters, could be activated. And I just want everyone to know that based off of the Q board and this administration and this military operation, this will be clean and swift. Everything's under full control. The military has already been out. The National Guard, the military, they've been out. They've been in full beautiful camouflage disguise, and you don't even know it. Again, this goes back a long time, but right now, speaking of right now, if in your gut you have a feeling that this parade thing is not a parade of celebration, it might be, but it's bigger than that, I'm with you. I think if you were to, how do you keep the public civil while also bringing in 7,000 troops, all the machinery, all the tanks,
baby,
all the whatever else they're bringing to show how badass our military is? How do you keep the public civil without questioning bringing the U.S. military on U.S. soil to control an invasion or a rebellion from illegal criminal syndicate cartel members that were let in the last 4 years? You know, they say FAFO, right? Well, you know what? The last 4 years they FA'd. And now to all the illegal immigrants and everyone out there who's trying to prevent ICE from doing their job, and all these paid off, ignorant, childish protesters, now you get to find out what it's like to, I guess, get the FO moment, right? So now we get FO for you. And man, I would not want to mess with the Marines or the SEALs. Those guys, they go through a lot of stuff. They go through a lot of training. They go through a lot to protect this country from other countries, not just their own country, but they go through a lot to protect the homeland. And it's kind of like in football, you know, we go through 2 days in practice, and then we get that finally the first game where we get to hit someone else's helmet. Oh man, I would hate to be on the wrong side of justice right now against the Marines and the SEALs and the United States military. But my heart and my hat goes out to all you serving out there. May God bless you and your families, and may God bless the United States of America, and may God bless the world as we go through this great awakening. Where we go one,
we go all, baby.
Love y'all.
Good evening, ladies and boys, girls. It's Monday, the 9th of June, 2025. Based Amy here, coming to you live from my little, very small studio. Tiny. I hope you're all well. I hope you had a great weekend. I had a mixed bag. I'm going to say it very quickly, and then I'm going to move on. Our little spy is no more. Our little chick is gone to another realm. So yesterday I went up to Speaker's Corner for a change. I went back to my old stomping ground and decided to distract myself from the tragedy. And I have to say, I think I behaved myself quite admirably, I think anyway. Now, I have been trying to put my video together, editing some of the content I recorded from a Speaker's Corner. Hold on, I don't want to show you that. No, yeah, so anyway, sorry, I played that video to begin with. I wondered, I'd like to know what you all think of that, his take on it. I've got a few more of his to play because, listen, I'm over all the fake news. You know, everything is so staged. I don't know if anybody watched any of those faux riots last night, and I have a theory. Actually, first of all, okay, let me just start, right? DLive, Rumble, Foxhole, or Pill.net, hello, and Kick, and YouTube. Anybody listening on YouTube? It's not my Base Davey channel, but just want to make sure that you are hearing me okay. Let me just check to make sure you're here before I carry on with my little theory. Thank you, Familo. It's been tough. It's been a tough year with my birds, my most precious ones. Well, they're all precious, but absolute angels have died, which is just extremely distressing. As I said, I'm not going to go into it because I will just, you know, have a problem. So, thank you for the sentiments, Familo. Much appreciated. Now, listen, tonight, I've decided I'm going to do my best to be positive about what's to come. So, what do we think? Let's see. Put a 1 in the chat if you liked his theory. The whole situation about getting. I mean, look, I know we've been here before over the last 8 bloody years. The hopium has been huge and high, and it's like, okay, it's gonna happen, it's happening, it's gonna be done to drain the swamp and all that stuff, and it's come and it's gone, and we've seen a few things happen, but you know, not what we need. So the thing that I'm very excited about now, I've decided, is that we do have a date for this to either happen or not, and it's Saturday. This coming Saturday, the 14th of June. Is going to be very, very well. I don't know if I'll get any sleep until then, because we could either have the sort of military performance of Moscow style of or North Korea with the military parade in Washington D.C., or we're going to see the takedown of the deep state dark creatures with all the military just kicking in everywhere. I don't know. You know, I know it's like yes, yay, no, who knows? I don't know, but something got to happen, because what happened last night was also very curious. I'm going to say last night was very interesting, which were the riots. You know, so-called riots. A friend of mine told me to watch. Was it Agenda Free TV? Agenda Free TV, Steve Lookner, who I used to watch a long time ago. I used to watch his live coverage of stuff. And so last night I watched his stuff. I forced myself to watch the riots. And there's just so much was screaming out at me about the staged aspect and the unnatural activity of the police and the so-called protesters. I mean, it was just ridiculous optically. Now, I'm not saying that things weren't burnt and things didn't happen and people to get injured and all the rest of it. But I'm going to just say to you right now, just think, what if, you know, what I was really dreading last night was this whole Summer of Love, Part 2, or Trois, or how many summers of love that the Demon Rats have managed to ruin for us with their staged rioting. But I just want to show you this, okay? I thought, oh God, no, I can't go singing. Here we have a shed ton of of police in their gear. The 101 freeway was blocked. We have all these apparent protesters with every single flag you could think of. And it's very odd. It's very odd how we've got Mexican flags waving in America for the people who've apparently escaped Mexico to live in America. But they're waving Mexican flags. You know, can you just sort of square that circle or circle that square for me? Because I don't know. Anyway, so here we have. I think this was ridiculous. This was like the Colosseum. This was last night, right? You had a whole ton of people blocking the 101. You got the police coming down. You've got the spectators along the either side of the freeway. Oh no, what's happened? Oh, my rumble's struggling. Anyway, so let's just look at a little bit of this. Does this look like a riot to you, or does this look like sort of arranged for protesters?
Somebody was saying that. Now there's police right next to those people, right? The police are right next to the people.
Yeah. The police... Oh, hold on, where am I? I've got two lots of sound coming out.
Next to those people, right?
Wait a minute, hold on, sorry. My apologies. Turco riot, baby. So here's Steve Lookner. He's a genuine guy, right? And I'm telling you now, is it cognitive dissonance? Oh no, what is it? There's a clash of logic that's going on with his head, because he's in his mind, he's covering a riot. He's seeing riot police. He's seeing apparently the rioters. And I think what would normally sort of happen would be the police would clash with the rioters, start arresting all the people who are blocking the road. They're not supposed to stand around. I don't know if the memo didn't get out to the actors out there to sort of tell them how it's supposed to go, but this is ridiculous, right?
Clear.
I mean, to be honest with you, I was expecting them to bring out the barbecues any moment and just have a street party. I mean, does this look like it was passionate people pissed off about the situation?
Oh, Mayor Bass is going to have a press conference. Mayor Bass is having a press conference coming up, guys. So we're going to hear from Los Angeles Mayor Bass. You know, what's happening on the right there? What's happening on the right? What's happening on the right? What's going on here? Mayor Bass press conference soon. Mayor Bass press conference soon.
You know, they're arresting one individual at a time for show. It's all for the cameras, right? All for optics, all that crap, right? So parading one person at a time, arresting one person at a time. I mean, all of it was just ridiculous. They're trying to do the, you know, Summer of Love Part 2, the LA riots. You know, it's 33 years since the original horrendous LA riots, and, you know, I don't know. I mean, what is all this?
Hearing that the National Guard is going to be here, so it's uncertain. But that's exactly the problem, because we don't need in this city to go to sleep tonight and wake up in the morning and find out about people running through Home Depot parking lots being chased by ICE officers, or people going to work, or children at school. So we don't need any of that in our city right now. Our city's trying to heal. Our city is trying to rebuild. Our city does not need to be torn apart with a provocative measure from the federal government.
So I say that scene in itself, right? So you have, what are they doing? Can somebody tell me? I mean, I hadn't seen this particular image before. But if that doesn't say staged to you, what have you got? A whole load of riot police who seem to be standing, facing what? A group of people who are standing looking at them with another group of people standing next to them? What's that supposed to be? Photographers clicking to see all the riot police? For the splashing on the front pages of the news? I mean... Anyway, so, you know, I think, okay, whatever, I'm not sure. Right? I have a sense that perhaps this was going to escalate, where into the evening the people were planning to just loot. And I mean, I think I do believe looting happened, and there was fires were set and everything else. But I have a sense that potentially the National Guard, being Donald Trump saying that they were going to come in and ordering everybody to take their masks off, I think look, I'm going to say it, right? I think that the LA police are captive, so they're performing a role. The rioters are captive, they're performers or illegals who have nothing to lose. And so the whole aspect can be controlled. The narrative can be controlled by the fake stream media because they have actors on the both sides that they're controlling. Now, add into the mix a set of people who haven't been part of the act, which are the National Guard, then things might get a little bit tricky, get a bit messy. So that's why I think they were all panicking. That's why I think it didn't carry on. I think that's why it petered out, was because the threat of the National Guard coming in to ruin their fun by really cracking heads and whatever was enough to have it all peter out. I don't know. It's all so bizarre. Everything about this is bizarre. So I'm going with this theory, right? That the left, the demonic entities who are trying to destroy America are carrying out their agenda. But in the meantime, in the background, I do think that we do have an operation going on. I'm going to go with it for this week and see. I'm going to play a little bit more of this Jordan Clark. I like the way he thinks. I like the way he talks. So let's just have a bit more of him, shall we? Plus he's quite easy on the eye.
What forgot was, while you were living in the Matrix the last 4 years with open borders and the Biden administration bringing in literally convicted felons and these people, murderers, rapists, the worst of the worst. Like Trump said, they brought in the worst of the worst, and they gave them free phones, free money, free hotels. Did you think they were going to start Fortune 500 companies? Did you think they were going to go and be some entrepreneur and get into crypto and start teaching people how to be financially free? Hell no. They were here and they said, hey, guess what? You can have this free phone, but when we tell you, I've said this for years, when we tell you it's go time, your free trip to America is over. You go out and start chaos, or guess what? We off you and send you back to where you came from. So, yeah, they let people out of prisons into America. Now you get to see what happens. Thank God for Trump and the military.
All right. More. Next.
This might be one of the most important videos I've ever made. This map right here, this is a map on nokings.org. No Kings, N-O-Kings.
I just wondering, could you guys, I would ask if you guys could possibly share my shows, if you could, on your social media. I really appreciate it, because, it would be nice to have more eyes on the prize. Different sort of take on things, I think. So here we go. This is for Saturday. Thank you for those of you who are here. Beach Bear in the house. Wayne the Payne's in the house. Dick and Doris, hello to you. Shane Bacon. Are you here, Shane Bacon?
Go there, you will see this along with everything else they have planned and orchestrated to start chaos and riots with protest on the 14th of this month, which is the parade, which is Donald Trump's birthday. Hold on. They go on and tell you why they're doing this, why it's important to do this, because Donald Trump is using taxpayer dollars to celebrate the military with a parade on his birthday party. The irony of that. What about the tax-paying dollars to, never mind. They'll explain everything on why they have to start these groups and these little cells everywhere to have massive protest, and it's absolutely horrific when you read it. Hold on. And then the days leading up to the 14th, they have calls, Zoom calls, nationwide calls. This one here is today, disappeared in America, mass call. Everyone has to get on. We got to spread this out. We got to spread this out and get this out to everybody. The cities they're everywhere that they're going to be doing this in. And if you think what's happening right now in California is bad, no wonder Trump is bringing in 7,000 troops, the Marines, the SEALs, and the Arsenal.
Holy cow. How long do they have this planned? NoKings.org. Share with your friends. Get the word out. Love y'all.
I mean, this is just fascinating, isn't it? So, good evening, Shane. Shane Bacon, thank you for joining tonight. So, here's the No Kings. I went to the website just briefly. And here we have America. In America, we don't do kings. They've defied our courts, deported Americans, disappeared people off the streets, attacked our civil rights. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? And slashed our services. The corruption has gone too far. No thrones, no crowns, no kings. So here we have the activist site. On June 14th, we rise up, right? So host an event, host a toolkit. They've got a toolkit on to host the riots. And remember, June 14th is President Trump's birthday. He was planning a big celebration parade, but I think that's a cover for what this is happening, because he knows all about this. I mean, I'd say a lot of people just seem to forget, oh, that's right, he's the President of the United States, so maybe he's got some intel, you know? Do they think this is a secret? I don't know. They've got away with so much for the last 8 years. I think they just have got overconfident and think that they're going to get away with it again. But anyway, we have the host toolkit. So who's paid for all this, I wonder? Soros and all that BS. So what is No Kings? State of play while we're mobilizing, hosting your own No Kings mobilization. Very small, this print. Resources for hosting. Messaging, posters and graphics, security, get support, planning your event, getting media attention, key event roles. Listen, I'm sick of this, right? This, as an American, this breaks my heart. It really does, to see what's happened to my country of birth. To see how it's been completely sabotaged from within and from without. Well, I'm saying completely sabotaged. It's been sabotaged. Thankfully, we have the good guys, the ones who want to save America. And I'm gonna say, just for this week, I'm really gonna go with the Donald Trump plan. I do in my heart think he's playing chess and he's planning to drain the swamp for us. I think so. I do. And yeah, so we'll see. Either that or we're in for hell on earth forever. I mean, but right now, a few days of optimism. And it still makes sense. All of the Q phenomena, all the drops, all of the potential, all of everything, it does still gel with the idea of draining the swamp. The other side is exposing themselves with every move they make, every word they utter now is just absolutely exposing them as the disgusting demonic entities that they are. So, I don't know if you want me to read this out. I put the link on my website for today, basedemi.com. It's under today's show notes with this link. So if you want to read it yourself, I think we can imagine what it's about. Obviously, right? It's hosting your own riot, protest. Check to see if you're doing a registered No Kings event. March. Join millions across the country on June 14th to march against authoritarian politics and billionaire takeover. Bring together your community to create a show of strength against this crisis and be part of a national moment that changes the conversation and turns the tide. There's a clash of dates, dears. Are you ready for this? June holiday guidance. While No Kings is a day of protest occurring for the first time on June 14th, however, weekend of June 14th overlaps with events like my pride to be gay, proud to be converted, and Juneteenth, my black celebrations. So I don't know what that was. These celebrations are more important in our nation now than ever. No, they're not. It's important to ensure that No Kings events you are hosting don't detract or come into conflict with these events. Oh, can you imagine a fight? Punch up between... Oh, if only. Can you imagine? We got the Okay, I can see it now. The No Kings, the Juneteenth, and the Pride. Oh, it's like handbags at dawn. Can you imagine the clashes? Forget about undermining America. They'll just take each other. They'll take themselves out. Fabulous! How fabulous! Now it's my day. Yo, bro. XRP, baby. People are stupid. Anyway. Oh, look at the. Should we take a look? See if I've got can get hold of the graphics library. Let me see. Come on. Let's see. Oh, look at this graphics library. Wow, guys. I have friends everywhere. No kings, no thrones, no crowns, no kings. Do you know, we could probably do with this in England. If there's money for a parade, then there's money for Medicaid. Oh, you know, rhyming isn't too bad. Oh. What have they got, stickers or something? Oh, wow. Philadelphia, so they've got no kings, Philadelphia, or the demon rat, right? States. No kings, city, state, national day. Yeah, so anyway. So they have all these posters. All right, I think that's enough of that. You can check it out. I think it'd be a very good idea to, in fact, share this website address to President Trump. I mean, I'm sure he's got it, right? I'm sure the Homeland Security, they of course, they're going to have the bloody tanks on Saturday. Look. This is where they're arranging all the events all across America. But we can see regions that are a bit thinner on the ground. Oh, look, we've got Disappeared in America, mass call, Monday, June 9th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, guys. In America, you can join the Zoom call and find out what they're going to do. Maybe record it. President Trump thinks he can disappear people. Join us for a mass organizing call. Oh, somebody's going to record this. Oh, that's be great. We'll find out tomorrow what they're planning. So join us for a mass organizing call to learn why this moment matters. How sheriffs play a central role in the crisis, and what you can do to push back, starting in your own community. So they're having a town hall on Tuesday. Join AFT President Randy Weingarten for a special town hall on June 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time to prepare for the No Kings Day on June 14th. Together we'll get ready to organize, mobilize, and build power for the future. Know Your Rights training. Conozca sus derechos. Talle en español. So for the Mexican crew, for the Hispanic attendees, they're going to have it in Spanish. How very dare they? Right, so they're going to do it every day. They're going to have events, pre-mobilization, what's next in the fight. Oh, dear. I mean, really. Now, partners. Should we see who the partners are? I always want to see who the partners are. Who have we got? Oh, Kelsey not. All the unions. 501. 50501 Monterey. 198 350 call ACLU. Oh, great, right? Education, Healthcare, Public Services, American Humanist Association, which of course is the Illuminati, well, they're all Illuminati news, aren't they? Bulletproof Pride, Color of Change. Look at, oh my God. That's a lot of groups. Oh my days. Oh, Third Act, is that Obama? Look at Women Forward, it's very, very small print. XRP, baby. Win Without War. Now that is a lot. That's a lot of groups. And I hope, of course, that the NSA or President, I hope all of these groups, organizations are going to be investigated for their 501c status. because they are participating in an insurrection. Well, how'd you like them apples? That's really disgusting. Catholics vote common good? Bernie! Ah, Bernie Sanders' crew. They're going to be in. What a surprise not. Blue Anchor, Blue Wave, America. It's all the usual suspects, isn't it? Alright, that's it for that, right? I'm not going to do any more looking at this. It's just going to make me feel sick. But I think we need to tag. We need to get this out. Tag, baby. Tag, tag, tag. Oh, 2 dead after car falls off a cliff. Oh, the Gaza. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do the Gaza Greta thing. I'm going to do the Greta. Well, I think Greta got more than she bargained for with her little escapade. We may see we either will see a Greta that has completely flipped 180 with her feelings about Gaza, because she's going to be. Did you hear? Greta Thunberg they were picked up. Their little Gaza-bound little tiny boat that had 50 grams of sugar on it got picked up by the Israeli forces, and they're going to see the horrific video that was shown to all the reporters that had been put together some of the footage of what happened on October 7th, 23. So I don't know if she's going to be saying much after having seen that. If she can watch that video and still go Magaza, then you know she's a completely and utter demonic entity. We know she's MK Ultra anyway. So, in fact, I had the video of her. Where is it? I'm gonna ask as well about these clips, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a minute. Where was it? Governor of Mexico calling for her people to riot. Stand by, stand by. Donald Trump made a great statement about, these people spitting. They spit, we hit. Yeah, baby. Wait, where is it? Dang it. No, not there. Alright, let me just find this video that was about Greta. I know I've gone off a bit. Hang on, guys. Just stay with me here. I just want to make sure that I don't... They're doing... Wait, Greta. Here we go. Right, so this is a short video about Greta.
So why are you taking it? Why are you smiling? You're also drinking Zionist.
So this is an image captured of Greta Thunberg with her Palestinian colors on her. You can see the green and the black t-shirt and the life jacket, which kind of sort of looks like the Palestinian flag. And this is captured by EDF member as she's being handed food and water from a boat.
It's water. Water coming from the Holy Land. From Israel. Israeli water. Greta Thunberg finally reached the territorial waters of Israel. Right as she got there, she released a ridiculous video saying she was kidnapped and intercepted by the IDF.
Disgusting.
My name is Greta Thunberg and I am from Sweden. If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by the Israeli occupational forces or forces that support Israel. I urge all my friends, family and comrades to put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible.
Interesting. First of all, Greta was not in international waters. The IDF has no legality to arrest you in international waters. They do, however, have legality to arrest you within their waters. That's the first line. Second line, you look pretty calm and peaceful for a person getting kidnapped by the IDF. That's line number 2. Now, I can prove it to you that she was incredibly happy when the IDF was on board. Yeah? She probably said something else on the camera. This is Greta Thunberg when she received a sandwich from the occupation forces from the IDF from the moment the IDF got on the ship, providing them with water and food. That doesn't look like kidnapping to me. Let's take a look.
It's all, you know, they're communists, they're activists, they're just paid for shills. Absolutely delusional, MK Ultra, twisted. They really are. They are sick, sick people. So they're taking the food, right, being picked up by the IDF, but it's the bit where they're talking about showing the footage from what happened on October 7th, which is, I doubt whether we'll hear anything from her after this, or she'll deny. I don't know. I hope to God she changes her attitude when she sees the footage.
That's probably on the BDS list.
Oh.
So why are you taking it? Why are you smiling? You're also drinking Zionist water. Water coming from the Holy Land.
She's a
From
he?
Israel. Israeli water.
Did I know that?
That seemed a bit hypocritical, don't you think? Kind of funny how the first thing that happened when you realized the IDF was going to get on your ship is that you requested assistance from the Swedish government to release you because you were getting kidnapped. You have not called for the releasement of the Israeli hostages that's been in captivity for more than 600 days.
600 days.
How come? Also, if you truly care about injustices, why don't you go to Sudan or Yemen, where people are starving to death? Why don't you do that? Because you don't actually care. The only thing you care about is demonizing Israel and making us look like the villains. But, young lady, this picture right here will always prove the propaganda that this young lady right here has been releasing to you
So it's a bloke?
since the beginning of the conflict. It is what it is. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment.
Oh, I probably skipped out the bit where she's going to be watching. Anyway, they're going to be seeing the IDF footage that all the media were shown. All right, so yes, Dick and Doris, I did get that link. So, and it is in tonight's notes. Thank you very much for that. That's enough about Greta, right? She's a little, vile. Has caused untold damage across the world because of her disgusting activity. Just turned the minds of innocent children to demonic little creatures. Anyway, I just want to get where's my tab? What's this? That's the Los Angeles riots that Donald Trump truthed about, saying great job by the National Guard in Los Angeles. After 2 days of violence, clashes, unrest, we have an incompetent governor, Newscomb, and Mayor Bass, who were, as usual, just look at how they handled the fires, and now they're very slow permitting disaster. Federal permitting is complete. Unable to handle the task, these radical left protests by instigators and often paid troublemakers will not be tolerated. Also, from now on, masks will not be allowed. I think that, just that one rule itself about saying no masks, will have had a lot of people removing themselves from this disgusting activity for obvious reasons. We want to protest. What do these people have to hide and why? Again, thank you to the National Guard for a job well done. So, say, what did you think? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that his threat to bring in the troops completely quashed the staged rioting. I think it did. I think it did. He obviously didn't bring the troops in. He just threatened to bring them in, and I think that was enough to have them think twice, because then it would have been messy. Right, I mean messy as in to control the narrative. Now, I want to play this song for you guys that was put together for me. I know I'm a little bit over the place. It's 9:40 actually. I'm rushing through this, and I don't really need to rush. Quantum Respawn, good evening. Nice to see you. Hello, Aquaria. So, Quantum Respawn gives me lots of ones. Oh, yeah. Right. I just want to play this song for you that was put together for me from a Patriot Soapbox listener. And I don't know, Vigilator, I think I have a problem with it. I think Vigilator has a problem with me as well, but I haven't played this one for you. This is quite moving. And then I'm going to continue with the positivity of the plan, right? And other good stuff, all right? And then we'll do the donut. I might play Donuts, part of Donuts episode. So let's go with this.
She walks not the line the state has drawn, breath held deep from dusk till dawn. No silence born of peace or grace, just iron rules and tight lace place. Like stoics carved from storm and flame, she bends but never breaks in shame. She's never read their ancient scrolls, but life's the truths they try to hold. One small bird escaped her care, took to sky, then vanished there. Freedom flies, but not for free. She stayed behind and still is free. She keeps her love in measured flame. No flag or king can stake a claim. She does not ask, she does not yield, but holds her ground, a quiet shield. One small bird escaped her care, took to sky, then vanished there. Freedom flies, but not for free. She stayed behind and still is free. Some live by law, some live by light. She walks through shadow, eyes on right. So if you hear a feathered song, it's not the bird, it's her all along.
Oh, I mean, that really did. That was our beautiful solo who vanished into the sky. This one is our Weighing the Pains. I'm gonna make a page with the songs that have been made that have just, I tell you, they're worth all the money in the world to me. You know, these songs that people put together for without me contributing to the content at all. Birdshot Island, baby. Maybe Solo's gone there. Maybe Solo's gone to Birdshot Island. Right, I'm not doing Robert De Niro. We're going to stay positive tonight. Where's my Again, I do apologize a lot to you, ladies and gentlemen, but it's because I keep on losing my space, my place, not my space. I'm trying to get my page. So thank you to Vigilator for that beautiful song. It moved me greatly. There's a mouth protest, XRP 229. Here's the donut episode that Dick and Doris shared with me, which we'll watch some of that together. And then I will, well, you can watch it in your own time. So let me just see how many of these I've played so far. I think I've played about 3 of them. I think I've done it, have I? Have I done this one?
I don't know, but these actors, I tell you what, they better win an absolute Grammy or an Oscar, whatever it is. I don't know, I don't watch them. But these actors are doing a phenomenal job lately for this movie script. I tell you what, right? So putting this together with Elon and Trump, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Like, Pandora's box has been opened, and I don't know how big that box is, but you want to talk about major things being spilled out yesterday and things that are going to come between this feud. Well, I mean, obviously the Democrats took the bait on the Epstein thing. Elon comes out and says Trump's in the Epstein files. No kidding. We all knew that. Trump was one of the first to expose Epstein, kick him out of Mar-a-Lago, and we know that he flew in his plane. He never went to the island. So, yeah, I'm sure his name's probably in the files. Also, you think about the Kill Bill. Did you guys see that? Elon dropped the Kill Bill movie, and that happened to be a delta, 6-year delta, to Bill Clinton holding a Bible on the cue board. Holy cow. So we have Bill Clinton, Clinton's being exposed. We have the Epstein files coming out in this situation. We have Elon having a black eye. The Trump said he's not going to be gone forever. We'll still have him around. The black eye situation, Trump said he knew nothing about it in the first gathering. And then on the interview yesterday, he said, yeah, I offered him makeup and stuff. So this is just a huge, huge psyop to wake up the normies. If you think about it, wasn't Trump just mad at Putin after having such a good relationship for so long? See, you gotta separate yourself from the friendship so that when things come out, you're not involved. But man, I mean, there's so much to this that it literally is a waterfall and soon to be a flood of information that is going to be hard for people to keep up. But what better way than doing this psyop to expose so many different levels of corruption and so many different people that are still in, unfortunately, Congress, etc. See, Trump only has about 50% of the circle he needs, meaning he doesn't have his full circle, people in his cabinet. And what you're seeing is preparation for the midterms. We need to take full control of the Senate, full control of the House, and then Trump have his full circle in the administration to be able to do what he needs to do to bring this country back to where it was. And that hasn't happened yet. So it's going to happen very quick, but it's going to get a little rocky. Enjoy your popcorn. Love y'all.
So, but you'll see, I've got obviously the links on my website, basedemmy.com, for tonight, for Jordan Clark. And I do like it, the way he talks. I like the way he thinks. It's obviously very Q-based. It's all very Patriot-based. And the idea of the plan, which I wish, I dream, I desire, I pray that the plan to drain the swamp and to bring back what we all believe is how life should be, as we've dreamed it to be, is in the making. It's been a great awakening. It's awakening spiritually. It really has for me. It is for me. I'm still there. I'm struggling a lot. I do step in and out of the matrix, and just for a little bit of a segue before we do the donut thing, I'm gonna give you a taster of what happened yesterday at Speaker's Corner. This is unedited, I think, this bit here. I'm trying to get the footage together just to, get a flavor of what I got up to yesterday. And I didn't get everything I wanted because my battery was not good. My memory, my storage on my phone is terrible. So I ran out of storage, so I couldn't keep filming. Bit annoying. But anyway, so this is just a taster. I don't know if I edited this or not. So here we go. This is me coming into Speaker's Corner yesterday, 8th of June. Well, I've arrived. Speaker's Corner. It's probably a bit windy. I don't know if it's going to affect the microphone, but... And for those of you who don't know, I mean, I used to go there in 2018. The year 2018 was my dedication to that location, to try to shine a light on the darkness of Islam, to try to challenge the narrative, to try to do what I could. And obviously my first move was to stop the prayer, the mass prayer in the park, which some would say was quite successful, but others, may not say that. Anyway, so it obviously the whole thing with what's happened over the last few years with regards to the COVID con, obviously the pandemic altered how things were in our lives. So as far as going to Speaker's Corner went, it hasn't been a thing, but I used to love going there to take these bastards on. Gosh, it's been a while. I'm going to make a quiet entrance Looks like there's quite a crowd there, a lot of shouting. Most of the time it's shouting, so... Anyway, it's Sunday the 8th of June, 2025. Based Amy here, on my way to my old stomping ground, Speaker's Corner, to see, actually, see if I see any familiar faces. Let's see. We shall see. I don't know how long my battery is going to last, but I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. Got the old coppers here. As per. See, wind. Creative Society, interesting. You right? What is that? To the global climate bloody crisis. Well, if I get bored, I might tell them what a bunch of losers they are with this. Study the cause. What time to stop geoengineering? Stop using HARP, and go from there. Right, so let's see. Hello. Boat inspection. We have 4 Copperonis. Hyde Park. Actually, the boats don't look too bad from this distance. Yeah, they're actually not looking too bad at all. Checking the old boots, the new ones are not too bad. Let's see who we got here. Just
so the actual is of those two things. First and foremost, you worship Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran.
Oh, that's India. See if I can see any familiar faces right now so far. Oh, Will is here. There's Will in the corner. The Muppets over, but Montgomery Toms, I don't know who that is. So I'm just going to do one circuit to see if I see any familiar faces. See if... Boot inspector. Oh, I thought your boots were alright actually, but they're not. A bit scuffed. Can do better.
When you walk on the streets, it's difficult to keep clean.
Well, his aren't bad. Not bad at all.
I take pride in
They
my
pass
boots.
muster. Hers not too bad either. Yes, you do. I can see that. It's very good. I'm very impressed. Well done. Keep it up. Thank you. Can do better. Next time. All right. I think I might have just been clocked. I think. Let's see, where is...
Turkey.
Oh, okay. Let's see, where is... Oh, there's Derek!
Yes.
Derek's in the house, everybody. Oh, they're looking at them. Look at them all. They were looking at the booth. Oh my God! When I left, I did this little powwow with the cops. They were all looking down at their boots. Oh, what a great! Oh, I didn't. I thought I saw that, but it was quite quick. Look at them. Oh yes, the Based Amy boot inspection. Have them checking out their boots.
Wow.
Oh look, they're looking at their boots. I just did a boot inspection and they're all checking their boots.
I need to wear that suit again.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, well, I was debating whether to.
Anyway.
But I'm wearing it in a week or two at Tintagel Hotel for my birthday party.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a little bit of yesterday.
I will do.
Is this the famous...
Yes, this is a famous American Christian.
You remember my wife, Tina?
Yeah, yes.
I thought these guys, I didn't know this man, but they're preachers. And Derek was there, and he was there for Jay Smith, not this guy. Anyway, that's just a little taster. My boat inspection was fun. I did enjoy that. Now, let me just see. We've got some XRP news, but I'll do the XRP news at the end. We're going to go to... Oh, and let me just say, congratulations, Beachbird, 333, your 20-month sub streak. That has to be a world record. Well, thank you so much for that support. I really do appreciate it. And Quantum Respawn is saying to make some music. Need to finish uploading it to Bandcamp. Haven't heard of that one. Well, yeah, I look forward to hearing it. I'll share it on the show. Now let's listen to this Donut. Now Donut. I could go actually. I'm 20 minutes in. So Donut, Illuminati News. Now, of course, he's exposing and has exposed it is with his channel, the Illuminati, all the symbolism, the unfortunate ties to the beginning of time, all of the secret societies, and yeah. So I think he's, where that Jordan Clark was looking at everything in a sort of messaging and everything for draining this lot. Donut has been invaluable with his, how much he connects all of this, the lemon, everything to do with the dark side, the Illuminati, the deep state, the Bilderbergs. So I'll start playing a little bit of this for you tonight to get a taster. But as I said, the link is on my website. I'll put the link of my website, the page, in the chat in a moment. So here's Donut.
The federal government is moving to take over the California National Guard and deploy 2,000 soldiers. That move is purposefully inflammatory and will only escalate tensions. So the FBI is actually looking for information.
Yo, what up?
Any information about this person.
And you tuning in to All Your Illuminati News. Also, Potato is my name. And we're going to get over, we're going to talk about them LA riots.
Ooh, breaking news. Hang on.
Give you my
breaking news. According to the Yorkshire Lass on Telegram, it seems like Robert Kennedy Jr. has removed all of the board members of the CDC, current board members to the CDC. I have a feeling that it's all going to be dismantled bit by bit. So he's removed all members of the CDC panel advising US on jib jabs. How many members are there on the panel? 17.
Take on it, how it is predicted through the symbols. You must follow the symbols. People follow the money. Well, that's fine. But follow the symbols. The big ritual that went down during the Olympics for Kali, right?
Hope you're not
in Kali Yuga, maybe, according to Evola. Evola actually believed that. And we're just going to go over a lot of the symbols like we see right here with the anarchy sign for LA, the 128 code right there. But also symbols that are being shared out by the technocrats like Elon Musk or even the Homeland Security, showing what images they want the populace to see. And this is one of those images of this man on a Waymo car, which goes into the AI, actually. We're going to be covering the AI and the autonomous learning of learning through environments. Because you could program the AI as much as you want with your talking to it, that's human stuff. But what Ivanka Trump actually shared out on June 6th, the day this started, was the importance of AI communicating not through us telling it what to do, but actually studying the environments. And this is what happens in the wicked smart cities, as I live in a wicked smart city. And let's not forget what happened in California during the fires. First, there was a signal saying a Rothschild burnt in a fire. Weird. And then the fires happened in California, which there was written documents that we'll go to showing that they're building a wicked smart environment. And the fires that capsulated all of California, but it didn't go downtown. So in my opinion, there is an AI algorithm simulation taking place studying the environment, because they're attacking these Waymo cars so the Waymo can actually learn the environment and the language of animals. I mean, they're attacking horses. I mean, it's absolutely mayhem there. But we're going
What?
to get it into this, looking at it through technology that is being implemented. We hear a little bit of things about Palantir here and there, but y'all know I've been covering that since the beginning of this channel. So we be covering symbols and also the futuristic technologies that are activated right now. So what's happening with these wicked smart cars is you got a camera on every single angle, right? It's using Li-Fi technology. And right now it's just learning about the environment. And attacking these cars is really good, actually, for the learning process. Because in the near future, when the next unrest happens against people like Elon Musk, let's say, when Elon Musk or technocrats, when there's an uprising in the near future, probably 2029 or something like that, I don't know, that these Waymo cars will be so sophisticated, learning about the human environment, that they're actually going to be utilized not only through humanoids that we're seeing come out through Amazon, but they're going to be utilized for blocking off the streets. As you see, they're not blocking off the streets here because they're not allowing it to. There is a certain mode they could put these cars into for formation, for military formation, as we are about to have a military parade for 2025 in America. We're going to have the America parade on June 14th. Now, there's a lot of stuff with AI that I've been going over on this channel. And most recently, I was, covering how I was noticing Godzilla. I mean, Godzilla was actually there at the riots, and I was showing people the footage. But this is stuff that the mainstream media does not want you to talk about.
For the second consecutive day, angry crowds clash.
And not just come into the community and terrorize citizens the way you did.
Dramatic aerial footage. Police in riot gear dispersing crowds. The FBI vowing to
that's stuff they don't want you to see. I shared some of these videos over on the leftist type medias like Instagram and Facebook. Lost thousands of subscribers for telling the truth about Godzilla actually being here, and that's the big cover-up. They're not telling you about that. I lost a lot of subscribers, and the woke mentality of the left and the woke right started reporting my page, so I removed it. So if you want to follow that story, you got to go to the X, the Twitter. I got that link down below because I just can't post it anywhere else. I can't post the truth of Godzilla taking over. And people are like, Godzilla's not taking over. I mean, but they don't understand the facts. They're saying it's misinformation, but they obviously don't understand the Kuroshio current, the winds, for example, in Japan, when we had Fukushima, all the jet stream moves to the United States, and that's where Godzilla Of course, they shut down that stream for a second. Where did I end off? They don't want you to know the truth about Gojira. They don't want you to know about the truth about Gojira. Absolutely crazy. How's everybody doing? I'm back here. Yeah, I bring up, the potato brings up Godzilla. That's what they don't want you to know about. So maybe I'll stream for a little bit before we get into that information. But the reason I was bringing up Godzilla, I was mixing it with the AI, obviously being facetious. People actually think that I believe Godzilla is over there in LA. Absolutely. The left and the woke right don't understand humor, can't take a joke because they're actually in their feminine, which isn't a female thing. It's just the energy they carry, not being able to look back through a masculine perspective of world events. And that's very sad for them, but it explains the insanity that we live in. And I'm not sure where I left off at. I was just talking about Japan and how Godzilla travels through the Kuroshio current and the jet stream anyway to LA, just proving a point that Godzilla is actually down there. So I believe that's where it ended off. We'll get to that footage later. That was just crazy. But here's just some images of these crazy people calling to shut down my channel, because they're saying that Godzilla is not real and that I'm fake information and I'm being paid to tell people. But obviously I'm trying to wake the world up to know Godzilla is real. I looked at this guy's channel full of Illuminati eye symbolisms, but anyway, we'll move on. The Army is preparing for the largest military parade on the Capitol streets in decades, featuring 7 million pounds of hardware. Now, Christopher Green over at AMTV made a great point, and I worked for him for over a decade, over 10 years, studying geopolitics. That's why I know so much about Palantir and all these different things, is because I've been studying it for over 10 years. And he made a pretty good case that what is going on, Trump knew that things were being activated over with Newsom, he calls Newscom, that the whole military parade was actually a divergence, that it wasn't actually about the 250-year parade. But the weird thing is that these parades, whenever they happen, usually war follows. Usually it's a precursor to war and conflict. But anyway, I think he made a really great point saying that he already had the National Guard and tanks and all this already moving towards California. And he's looking out for a while for that date, June 14th. As I've been saying, look out for June 13th. So everything's kind of connecting. June 13th will be a Friday the 13th, leaving 201 days remaining until the end of the year, which is a big occult number. As you can see, Elon tweets the fertility slump, highlighting the 201 in the Squid Games, the 201 day of the year, the largest outage happened. Cash
Event 201.
201.
Oh.
Just a lot of symbolism there. But for the entire military parade going to Washington, they're already heading to California. So it feels like they already knew that this was going to go down. And I thought that was a really good take. Look at the big pee-pee in the background. You see the pee-pee? Right there. Really great take. I think stage is set and tanks are arriving to celebrate the Army's 250th anniversary on Trump's birthday. So it's also Trump's birthday as well, where there'll be this big protest that they've been planning for a while worldwide in America, I guess worldwide, America worldwide. Protest events planned on June 14th, and they're tracking it with the Palantir and the Jeep, and the smart watches and the Waymo cars. Looks like Nevada is the safest place. There's not much going on there, but they're planning this counter protest at Trump's June 14th parade. And so this has all been activated for a while, and predictive programming. So we got movies like Civil Warren, can you hear me okay? Please put a 1 in the comment if you could hear me okay. I did say PP. This is the midnight stream. Make sure to hit that like button and share it out so when people wake up in the morning, they get this PP stream. Shout out to Elliot, Crypto Alchemist, Bob Smith. Thank you all for hitting the 1 button. Okay, y'all can hear me okay, because they took over that stream.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that for this, as far as I'm going to cover it. So, as I said, you can go to my website. Well, I'm going to give you it, right? The link to my site, which has this video on it. Just so you know, we reached 13 minutes 19 seconds, but I do want to carry on with what I wanted to cover tonight. And of course, you know, I do think, well, you know, every time it's like, okay, so it's going to be this is going to happen. I don't know. We'll have to wait till Saturday to see if the major event goes on. I mean, it's either going to be yet another horrific, you know what, show with the lunatics of the dark side doing their thing, performing their riots. Or I like taking Jordan Clark's. I'm choosing this week. I'm going to just go with the positive and think, okay, it's all going to build up. You know, Donald Trump's attitude to me is I go by his attitude. He doesn't seem concerned. He doesn't seem stressed, and I have a sense that somebody is like that if they know what's coming, and they know what to expect. So I've got a few of the clips with the Jordan Clark. And today, President Trump participated in an Invest in America roundtable, which again, I put the link on my website. So I put that in Foxhole. Have I put it in? Put it in DLive, and I just need to put it in Rumble. I'll add it to the YouTube in a moment, but we'll just have a little taster of what this is about, which of course the fake stream media won't report on. It's 53 minutes long. Alright, we'll skip this bit. So let's go, let's see what he's going to say.
Trump accounts, as they call it, pilot program.
Oh, yeah.
Big job. So I want to thank them very much.
Sorry, hold on.
You're reading about in Los Angeles. Thank goodness we sent out some wonderful National Guard. They've really helped, and a lot of problems they were having out there. They were afraid to do anything, and we sent out the troops, and they've done a fantastic job. So I want to thank them very much. I also want to thank you for being here as we discuss one of the most exciting parts of the One Big Beautiful Bill. It is indeed a big, beautiful bill, and it's doing very well. The Trump accounts, as they call it, pilot program, which will make it possible for countless American children to have a strong start in life at no cost to the American taxpayer. Absolutely no cost. It's going to have a huge impact. I want to thank House Speaker Mike Johnson for, number one, being a great speaker, and number two, perhaps slightly less important, for being here today. Thank you, Mike. Along with Chairman Jason Smith, who's fantastic, and Representatives French Hill, August Pfluger, Blake Moore, Rob Bresnahan, and Frank Lucas. Thank you all, fellas. Thank you very much. We appreciate it very much. Thanks as well to many top business leaders from Invest America, CEO, Council. It's been a wonderful council. They've come up with some fantastic ideas. We're putting them into use. They're really the greatest business minds we have today. These men and women lead large, successful companies, and they're committed to contributing millions of dollars to the Trump account. And it's really, it's going to be something incredible for children and for their employees in many cases. Here's how the accounts work. For every U.S. citizen born after December 31st, 2024, before January 1st, 2029, the federal government will make a one-time contribution of $1,000 into a tax-deferred account that will track the overall stock market. In other words, it'll be pegged to an index that we'll pick, right, Michael? We'll pick it. We'll pick a good one. Maybe you should be the index. I'd like to have that. These kids would be very wealthy if that were the case. That would be a good idea. I think we might do that, Michael Dell. These accounts will be private property controlled by the child's guardians, and in many cases, those guardians will be the parents. We think probably the parents will be the guardians. They'll be open for additional private contributions each year from family, friends, parents, employers, churches, private foundations, and more. This is a pro-family initiative that will help millions of Americans harness the strength of our economy to lift up the next generation, and they'll really be getting a big jump on life, especially if we get a little bit lucky with some of the numbers and the economies into the future. In addition to the substantial financial benefits of investing early in life, extensive research shows that children with savings accounts are more likely to graduate high school and college, buy a home, start a business, and are less likely to be incarcerated. Trump accounts will contribute to the lifelong success of millions of newborn babies. They'll fully, and this will be very interesting, I think, for everybody to hear, they are fully funded through targeted reforms in the One Big Beautiful Bill, like the $1.7 trillion in mandatory savings, welfare reforms.
Oh my God, it's one. Maybe, actually, Dickendorf says it sounds like the Build Back Better. Maybe the Big Beautiful Bill is in opposition. Maybe that's the counter to the Build Back Better. Oh, please let it be so, Lord. What do you think, guys? Dickendorf has obviously made a very valid point with regards to the bloody, obviously, free money. Build Back Better. Big Beautiful Bill. I think it's his. Of course, he should have done it. As opposed to a 666, he should have done a. I don't know. I can't even think of one, to be brutally frank. Anyway. He's also welcomed the new citizens of the U.S. Woo woo, the legal ones. Anyway, you can listen to that as well on my website in your own time. Right, we're going to go to the excellent story tonight. We're going to talk XRP just for the next few minutes, or we're going to talk crypto. So we're going to take a look at CoinMarketCap today, which is the 9th of June 2025. Oh, market's up. It was at I think that said 3.4 trillion. Oh, I know. Tether they printed out a bunch of Tether and bought a bunch of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's now at $109,000. Yeah. XRP's at $2.31. 3.4 trillion market cap. Things are looking green. Happy days. All right, now we're going to look more seriously. We're going to listen to this exciting news. This sounds really good, by the way. This is good for us.
Another core feature of blockchain technology is the ability of individuals to have self-custody of crypto assets in a personal digital wallet. The right to have self-custody of one's private property is a foundational American value that should not disappear when one logs on to the internet. I'm in favor of affording greater flexibility to market participants to self-custody crypto assets, especially where intermediation imposes unnecessary transaction costs or restricts the ability to engage in staking and other on-chain activities.
That is huge. Self-custody, ladies and gentlemen. Be your own bank. BYOB, XRP bags, be your own bank. Self-custody means you look after it yourself. You don't have to have a third party managing your funds, and there's not going to be any penalty. Happy day. Look, it's all coming together, ladies and gentlemen. It is. See if it'll let me watch it. Oh yeah, this is not XRP. This is Donald Trump with the new scum. Arrest potential. Why can't I do the sound? Is it? Oh, here it is. Sorry, I was going to do XRP, but anyway. So Donald Trump was asked about Gavin Newsom being arrested, if he would, and he said yes. Why not? You know, people say yes, then sure, of course he should be arrested. But the thing is with this is that in my list, it's just got Instagram link. It doesn't show me what it's about. So, but I did do a few XRP ones, I believe. Yeah, but look at that. Look at this. Everybody, look. For those doubters out there, you have to understand, I do feel, and I'm trying to think of who it was that I heard talking about it today. I'm going to look on my history, because I have a sense, I genuinely have a belief, and I've for a long time, that decentralized finance is our key to financial freedom. I do think that that's what Donald Trump and the team, they're bringing in for us for a brighter future. And Ripple is the secret source. XRP baby is the secret crypto. And there are very many symbols and links behind the Ripple logo. So let me just give you this one, which I thought was intriguing. XRP Living on Instagram.
Your life is your story. No one else gets to write it. No one else gets to define it. Every choice you make, every risk you take, every dream you chase, it's yours. People will doubt you, judge you, misunderstand you, but
I love this one. The majority believing Bitcoin is the king. And XRP, yes, you are all wrong. What am I doing in the bottom there? What's that about? How did I get in there? That's what it feels like, to be honest. It feels like that for everything.
it doesn't matter. This is your journey, your fight, your legacy. Own it.
So the Ripple logo is the Triskelion, which is to do with alchemy. I think to do with money, origins, and some such nonsense. Symbolism, not nonsense. It's actually true. I just don't know why I said nonsense, but right. Is this it? Yeah, here we go. I like this one.
What if Trump and Ripple's plan behind closed doors was to wipe out the U.S. national debt? The national debt is $36.5 trillion, and there's 37.4 billion XRP in escrow. Now let's just say they know it's going to go high, and it goes to 975 per XRP times 37.4 billion in their escrow. That equals 36.5 trillion and wipes out their debt. Now let's say it gets crazy and it goes to $10,000 per XRP like a lot of people think, times 37.4 billion in their escrow. That equals $374 trillion total. Now you minus off the debt of 37 trillion by that time, they still have 338 trillion after paying off the US debt at 10,000 per XRP. Do you think that's why they had a meeting behind closed doors? Why else would the President of the United States meet with Brad Garlinghouse behind closed doors when he's not meeting with anybody else? Do they know the price will be high?
Interesting. In fact, I don't have these links on my website yet for these videos. So you'll just have to be patient. One more. Oh no, this is to do with tonight is a little bit down the rabbit hole and the sort of what if, the prophecy and all that stuff. I find this much more appealing to think about than the darkness. So this is an interesting one. Right, so we have this Jewish man talking about the Trump. Let's see, what do you think?
To be of service to the Jewish people and the Jewish Messiah. To be of service to the Jewish people and the Jewish Messiah.
This is too loud.
President Trump's right ear was grazed in a symbolic gesture of Exodus 21:6, where the Torah states that a servant who wants to remain with his master needs to have his right ear pierced. Trump was designated as God's servant and anointed one, just like Cyrus the Great almost 2,400 years ago. We have clarified in several videos that the absolute deadline for the redemption is by the end of the Jewish year 5787, which corresponds to October 2nd, 2027, 1,167 days from today. Thus, the redemption will surely occur during Donald Trump's tenure. And I have good reason to believe Donald Trump was chosen to be the one to redeem the sins of Esav through offering his assistance in rebuilding the Holy Temple on the Temple Mount and establishing the Jewish kingdom over all of mankind in Jerusalem. Perhaps it is no accident that the numeric value of Donald Trump in Hebrew is the same as Messiah, son of David, Mashiach ben David, 424.
You know, I said, listen, this whole thing with the Jews being the chosen ones, as long as they don't enslave me, which is what they seem to be doing, great. If they want to feel the best, God's chosen them, fabulous. Knock yourselves out, guys, but just leave me out of it, okay? If you want to feel good, fine. Right, now, what was the other thing I was doing? There was another, you know, it would be great if I could remember who I was listening to who just said, what if? Who was it who said that? Hold on, let me just, oh, no, not that one. No.
Get over here.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, do you want to bring him over to have a look at him to get him used to him? No, it's fine. Just walk him up to there.
I don't know
He's
what
not
that
really
is, sorry.
dog, so I don't want him to have a bad experience. It's all right. Just want him to have a good experience. That's all.
Right.
Good boy.
My apologies. I didn't mean to do that. I know nothing about Greta and all that, Thunberg. Let me just get to my... I just want to get to see if I can find what I found or what I heard earlier, which again, you know, it's all... I know it is. I know we're right. I know XRP is the one. It is the chosen one. It's not Bitcoin. It is XRP, baby. And I've known it for a very long time, you know, because of all of the deals and the arrangements and the technology. It is just literally out of this world. It is. And it can only have been created by other beings. Now, I didn't really say that. Now, where was I? I wanted... CBN... Was it him? Was it him?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense
Crypto Channel. As with you always, this is Rich. Another video today on XRP. So I hope you all have a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great, great world. We're going to talk about XRP. Okay, guys, do you think I've been listening to this guy for too long when you can quote the intro repetition by rote?
And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.27. At the time I'm making this video, XRP is up 4.49%.
Woohoo!
And if you zoom out to the 7-day, we are now above where we were before that dip happened earlier this week. And that's why I keep telling you, when a dip happens, either buy that dip or do nothing. Because we all know the market is going to turn around. This comes from Ash Crypto. All we want is 3 things. Bitcoin to $200,000. ETH to $10,000. Alts 50x from here. It would be great to watch XRP do a 50x from here. It would put it over 3 digits. Bitcoin to 200K is not far-fetched. Take a listen to Brad Garlinghouse here.
What is your price target for Bitcoin? Because Cardano blockchain founder predicted, as I said earlier, 250,000 by year end.
You know, I will predict Bitcoin. I wouldn't predict XRP. It's too close to home. But I think 200,000 is not unreasonable. I think before I've kind of said, 175 around there. I think people underestimate how the largest economy in the world, the United States, went from headwinds, hostility, to tailwinds. And
I think it's going to struggle to get to 150K. I think what's going on is every time it looks like Bitcoin's about to break out, they try to bring the price right back down. Like price manipulation. But I would love to see it go to $200,000. And I hope every retail investor that's holding Bitcoin cashes out and makes a lot of money. I would love to see that happen for retail Bitcoin holders. These big bag holders, I could care less what happens to them, because they're the ones that are trying to get all the retail into Bitcoin. And you know those big bag holders want to use retail as exit liquidity. XRP from $2.17 to $2.28 on $17 million of net inflows. That's all it took to move XRP up 11 cents. Who wants to do the math on that multiplier? And also take a listen to Zach Rector here.
All right, folks, this didn't take long. XRP inflow starting to pick back up after yesterday. President Trump and Elon Musk have their little tiff, their little feud, right? XRP dropped down to 206, pushing back up towards 220 this morning. We saw the market cap grow with this is the full supply by over 10 billion. I want to give a shout out to Chad Steingraber for grabbing this data for us. Only 18.6 million of inflows equated to our market cap growing by over 10 billion. So you take that 10 billion, you divide it by 18.6 million, it gives us a 537x market cap multiplier, demonstrating once again that it takes very little in inflows to push XRP a lot higher. So this is why I titled my video yesterday.
So when you look at the market cap for XRP, people think that $1 trillion has to flow in to move the market cap by $1 trillion. But that's not what's going on.
Okay, that's a bit, it gets a bit sad. Listen, I'm going to tell you now, I heard something that was really, again, something that gave me a boost, right? Which I think it's really important. And I'm definitely making a point of not dwelling on bad news, or something that's happened. Not going with the feelings of bad things, because that just, there's no fixing something that's happened that's bad. There's no changing it if it's a loss or something. I treasure the time that I had with the wonderful little birds I had, and be happy with the ones that are still here. And that's just one of the ways that I'm coping with my loss of precious lives. Now, obviously, people have bigger losses, and it's all very well for me to come out with that way I'm dealing with it. But I'm going to say, I learned a lot over the years with regards to feelings and emotions and staying with negative energy, and it really is not good for our health in any way. So my practice that I do is to acknowledge what may be upsetting to me, but then putting it where it needs to be filed, and looking at things in a look for something positive, because I feel better when I'm happy. I don't know about you guys, but I'm up against things, and I do feel. I mean, I've been going on like this for years. It has to be. We're culminating in it. It's coming, right? It's coming. It's coming. The good times are going to come. And I do believe that. The writing's on the wall. I just, as much as I've said this, I sound like a broken record. I do. For myself, I sound like a broken record. But I just know. I'm not mad. Things really are. I know, I feel, I sense that it's going to be an incredible future. And I'm making what I've seen, the writing's on the wall. It's there for you to look at. But not because I'm saying it. Say anything that I talk about, you can look up for yourselves, right? It's the same thing with XRP. You don't need me to hold your hand to get you to figure out how to buy some. I mean, there's umpteen loads of YouTube videos out there, how to absolutely easy peasy lemon squeezy, to be honest. It's if you've got the right equipment and you take a bit of time, just listen to those videos, and you'll be able to figure it out. But just be very careful. You know, the hard aspect that we're in right now is that there are a lot of scammers out there. But let me just tell you this: if you understand that there's never ever going to be XRP given away. Nobody's ever going to offer you 2 XRP for one of yours. Never ever. There's not going to be any airdrops of XRP. It is unique in its position of everything, and it's absolutely mind-blowing to me how so few are aware of this. It just never ceases to amaze me with all the news. So anyway, I like this. The Ultimate 589 XRP Lore Breakdown. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like this. Although it won't be interesting to those of you who don't, where the number 589 doesn't resonate. So I'm not going to bore you with this. This is, I'm going to bookmark it for me, because I'll find this. I'll take a look at this afterwards. But for many who have not a Scooby-Doo about the number 589 and XRP, that's just for me. Now, oh my God. Do you know what it is with this bloomin' X? Things come up on my feed. Oh, that's horrible. It's a shark. Oh, I like this. Oh, hang on. Are you ready for this? This is a new one on me. So this is from Zaif, Indian American. The future is closer than you think. Here we go. Couple of minutes.
Why do I hold XRP? The World Bank has published a document on its website for cross-border payments. The only cryptocurrencies proposed as solutions are XRP and XLM. The Federal Reserve has formed a task force for faster payments. Member of the group is Ripple. The BIS, Bank of International Settlements, is the head of all central banks worldwide. The BIS has set up a task force for cross-border payments. Member of the group is Ripple. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority has been researching CBDCs. The only blockchain company involved is Ripple.
Just remember, when you hear Ripple associated with XRP, they're linked, inextricably linked, the two. Ripple's the company, XRP's the token. Ripple's the vehicle, XRP is the fuel that makes the vehicle run. So whenever you see Ripple out there as discussed, completely associated, totally and utterly with just XRP. Just so you know. I do despise the automated voice though. I really don't like it. I have to grin and bear. I have to just, I didn't know it was going to be a bot voice. I just wish we could go back to the human, talk over instead of this bloody robot.
Russia has published a document about the digitalization of payments. The report describes XRP as a solution for efficient cross-border payments. The Bank of England carried out a proof of concept with Ripple to explore the speed and efficiency of cross-border payments. Ripple becomes the first provider to offer regulated crypto payments in the United Arab Emirates. The National Commercial Bank of Saudi Arabia has officially joined Ripple. With 400 branches across the country, the National Commercial Bank of Saudi Arabia is the second largest bank in the Middle East by total assets. Since July 2006, the Bank of America has been the largest financial institution in the United States for a time.
And I mean, within, it felt like minutes, you hear from CEOs like Bank of America saying, we're all in. And, these are institutions that Bank of America was one of our early partners.
JP Morgan is the largest bank in the United States. A joint research report with JP Morgan explores the potential to introduce greater efficiencies to wholesale payments occurring across borders. XRP is described several times as a solution in the document. Ripple has relationships to the White House, the President, the Vice President, the International Monetary Fund, and the World Economic Forum. Now, you have to decide. Is XRP a shitcoin or part of a big plan?
You decide. Yeah, Part of a big plan, baby. Right, well, that's it really. I'm not doing that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Listen, I'm focusing on the good stuff. I'm not going to focus on the bad stuff. I really am not. I can't deal with the minutiae. I'm just not interested anymore in the narratives. I know it's everything that we are being exposed to by the media. Legacy media is a psyop. It's part of their dark agenda. And I genuinely, this is what I'm going to do. You don't have to do it. And I'm going to do my best not to focus on the crap that's being spewed out there, which is, I would suggest, mainly negative. Okay? And that's the idea. That's what they want to do. They want to bring everybody down. They need negative energy to feed their demons. So I personally am going to focus on what makes me feel better. Yeah. And you can please yourselves. So, I do hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. I'm going to take a look at the news. I'm going to enjoy listening to more content to do with XRP. And obviously, as you all know, we have a plan, Stan, don't we, with regards to the XRP baby. And funnily enough, when I am trying to find what I'm looking for, yeah, I think I can find it. Okay, here we go. I think, is it this one? Yeah, baby. Birdshit Island. It's gonna manifest. Oh, don't I know it? The timing is coming closer and closer. It is. So I'm gonna spend this week not focusing on the negative about Palantir. I'm gonna look at it for the positive. And as I said, I was hearing a bit. On my way home, I was hearing somebody, I don't know who it was, I'm going to have to find it for Wednesday, but there was an individual who was talking, it might have been that the young man that I have played, I call him a young man, I'm so old, oh my days, I feel so old, Jordan, I am, compared to him, I am old. I don't know if it was him, but it was all I was hearing was of what if XRP, and I will remember it. Everybody needs to consider. Let's look at this. I'm gonna focus on the positive and believe that Donald Trump is part of the right agenda for us, for the American people. There's so much out there with regards to him and what he's done. These guys are crazy. There's just so much about him that is special. And I'm thinking he's gonna make a difference to us. And I can't look at the negative stuff. So. From the connections to just everything. I'm gonna choose for this week. He's got until Saturday. What happens this coming weekend? How it pans out is how I'm going to feel next week. Because if on Saturday, when we're, of course, the military parade, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, is an actual fact. The reason why I'm skeptical, of course, and the reason why I hesitate is because we went through this in 2020, didn't we? We went through it in 2016, 2017, 2018, but in 2020, we thought that the whole military thing with all the fencing around the Capitol was all about capturing the swamp creatures, and Donald Trump was going to be sworn in. So it has been a very long time. It's been an awful lot of Dave X22 reports to listen to. I do enjoy listening to And We Know. I like listening to the what ifs in the rabbit hole. I do enjoy that, and I hope you do too. And, you know, this kind of thing, you know, you're just not going to see people doing this with this man. Right? I think he gave her a kiss on the cheek. I was wondering what he did that made her react like that, but I think he actually kissed her on the cheek. He didn't have time to say anything to her. It must have been just a little peck on the cheek. Let me see. Hold on. Let's just see. I mean, it looks like a he/she to me, but I don't know. I think it is a she. Yeah, he did. He kissed her. Actually, no, it's a she. It is a she. She just happens to be bloody built like a, you know what, brick house. Ginger45, thank you so much for the cookie, baby. FAFO. I think that's what we're up against. I think that's what's going to happen on Saturday. I do. Thanks for the cookie. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, Debbie. Yeah, thanks for the cookie, baby. Oh no, I'm in the wrong place. Oh, that wasn't even for me. Oh my god, I'm not even on my chat. That cookie wasn't for me. Oh man. Oh, that's hilarious. I've never done that before. I'm in somebody else's channel on Foxhole, and I've just thanked them for look. I went on to who is it? Red Pill 78. I went into the channel to see what they're on about. And I saw a cookie in there, and I thought it was for me. Oh, and then I saw them say, "Thank you for the cookie, Ginger 45." That's not me. Anyway, never mind. Oh well, maybe if I go back to my channel, I might have a cookie. Oh, don't worry, they're fattening anyway. I've got the wrong thumbnail up there. I know, Quantum Respawn. Your health needs Birch Island, and we're gonna get it sorted. We're gonna get it. The time is coming. It is. Just hold on. Just keep on taking the good stuff. Don't take any bad stuff. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. It's 10:47, so I've almost been on for 2 hours. It's just crazy how quickly the time goes. Does it feel like it goes fast for you, or does it drag? And now I've completely lost my place. Let's say I'm not going to focus on the fake stream media news. I find it too obnoxious. I mean, I know I have to look at it, but thank you in Rumble. Thank you to City Flyer. Thank you, Sarah01. Cheers, Pilot Mike 797. Thank you in DLive, Duggan Doris. Thank you, Vigilant Patriot. Lovely to see you. Alia Diddlin. Hello, Duggan Doris. Very low. Base T is in the house. Hello to you. I did have Shane Bacon earlier. I don't know if Shane Bacon's still here. Beach Bear Trouble Free is here. Drummer Dave. Thank you, everybody, in the delightful DLive and in, well, actually, where am I with Foxhole? Phil.net. I've lost me now. I've lost me in Foxhole. I was trying to see who I should share my handful of viewers to. My wonderful viewers. And it's got the wrong thumbnail, which is annoying. I didn't do the Palantir thing. I don't know why it's got the Palantir thumbnail, because that's not my thumbnail for tonight. That is really irritating. Okay. Thank you to Quantum Respawn in Pill.net. Eric Allen, thank you so much for being here. Lovely to see you. Not lovely. Base T, you missed out on Pill.net. Not wrong. Alright, so I'm going to say goodnight. Right, I hope you have enjoyed tonight's show, and I will see you hopefully all on Wednesday. Yeah, I haven't covered everything. I haven't covered everything I want to cover. I haven't. But it is what it is. I have to go. And say these XRP, these clips, not XRP, for what's coming up and sort of rabbit hole stuff are on my website, basedamon.com. Watch the participation of the round table for President Trump if you're interested in more positive information. And if you want to go down the dark hole of the donut Illuminati news, of course, that's also on the channel. So, thank you for being here. Have a fabulous couple of days. And let's just see. Hold on, tickety boo. just want to get this up here before I toodle off. And I'm going to leave you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite, well, you know, one of my favorite crypto guys. I think you know who my favorite is. And you know what? I was also going to do a nice little positive ending. Actually, I'm just going to leave it with 24 Hours Crypto. Is 37 minutes ago.
About the Internet of Value.
Now, I'm going to just do a few minutes of it and then I'll sign off. So for you to see that, and then you can watch it at your leisure. 24 Hours Crypto on YouTube. And I just want to say to you all, remember, if you tolerate this, then your children will be next. Until Wednesday, take care, everybody. And have, as I said, a fabulous evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. Until Wednesday, Based Amy, out.
Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days. Just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward. There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. RP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours in Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. Are you ready for the market explosion that's coming? Are you prepared? Because I'm telling you right now, you may not feel good about the markets right now at this very moment at $2.29, and you know, just started pumping today. The markets are in the green. It might not excite you, but this video right here is not only going to excite you, it's going to educate you. And the way I present this information is going to be indisputable. We covered this briefly, but this needs to be addressed right now. And after you're done watching this episode, you knowing $100 XRP is going to happen 100% is going to just be so relaxing. Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, do not miss this one. Because a lot of you used to think, well, not used to think, thought, you know, this video was AI, and I've never really I never showed you guys this without our outro. So listen to what Brad Garlinghouse says here, okay? And listen very carefully. I'll tell you right now to unsubscribe, leave a dislike, and just click off the video right now. For the individuals who don't like me, you're going to rewind it. Listen, it's getting rewinded because this is history. And the individuals that are going to watch this 5 years from now, when XRP is well above $100, they're going to kick themselves. But I don't even think they'll make it. But here's the thing. Take a look. When Brad Garlinghouse says this, right?
There's about $10 trillion in pre-funded accounts around the world. These are the...
That was 2019, just to show you where we are today. $10 trillion, you know, that's about to free up. So that's liquidity. So XRP hitting a $10 trillion market cap is going to happen 100%. If you think that's crazy, you're crazy. And now to the best part of the video. Listen to Brad Garlinghouse says here about flipping the switch, okay? And a lot of you guys don't know that right now Ripple has been connecting all these banks. These are regulated banks. And the trillions of dollars that are going to flow into this system is going to need XRP and that liquidity. And the markets need to be mature enough. And what I mean by that is high liquidity. And when the banks come here, they're going to go straight to the highly regulated asset, the most efficient, and that's going to be Ripple and XRP. So listen to this video, and that's why Ripple's bank IDs, which we covered in the past, all you guys will hear it, plays such a huge role. XRP is not being used right now by any bank in terms of at scale. And you're going to hear Brad Garlinghouse say our three customers have switched on to ODL, and Keep in mind, none of the banks that handle trillions have switched on to ODL. And are they going to in the future? 100%. It's just something that you can't go around. You know, it's not even like my conviction rate. It's about they can't go around it. So take a listen to Bracker House, grab a beer because this one's really going to get you going, and enjoy the show.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. In fact, 3 out of 5 of our highest transacting customers in 2020 have now upgraded to ODL to leverage the benefits of XRP-powered payments for their business.
Like, just take a look at this. So Ripple, this is all over Twitter. A lot of misinformation is going on. And this is the place you got to be. Okay, so share this video with everybody you know that is confused on this. XRP is not being used. I'm going to get right to the point. Don't panic. Don't have one of those moments. Okay, but just wait until you hear what I have to say. Wait until you hear what Dilip Rayo has to say. And then you're going to say, oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane. This is disgusting that people can't see it. So we got bank IDs. I'm going to explain to you bank IDs. And every time you go to ahead and click expand, you got a bunch of different, bank names that are listed here that are going to be utilized within different jurisdictions, right? So you have, I'm not going to name every single one. You go all the way down. You got the Hong Kong, you got Philippines, right? Singapore, every single bank. This is very bullish. And I'm going to tell you why. I mean, XRP is not being used here, but don't panic. I'm gonna really break this down so you understand. And then, as I'm breaking this down, you're gonna hear a video clip pop out of nowhere, and that's gonna be Dilip Rayo. Dilip Rayo, here's his picture on the World Bank blog, right? Dilip is a global head of infrastructure innovation at Ripple, based in New York City, but no longer he's not there. Okay, so here's his LinkedIn profile, Dilip Rayo, and currently he's the advisor at